Oh, howdy, Juno's here. So she is real and alive. Awkward how they left her to die all that time. Juno. I wasn't sure I'd ever see you again, David. She smiles and they embrace. Avon is completely taken aback, although as though he doesn't dare believe she's real. I'm sorry. I couldn't make it to Sigerholm. I ran into problems. Problems is putting it lightly. There's a mile-wide canyon practically splitting the world in two over those hills. Couldn't find a place to cross. Worse, dredge are practically falling out of it like blood from a wound. They're not coming from the north anymore. They're everywhere. We noticed. Glad to see you made it out alive, Ingvar. I take it the others didn't. Hakon becomes quiet, and he motions towards Juno. She got across somehow. Found her out cold for a second time since leaving Strand. We need every axe we can get now. Bellower's here. Gods be damned. I thought I was free of that menace. I will deal with Bellower. Come on. No need to tempt him by standing out here. Alright, reinforcements. And I think Hakon's crew is pretty powerful because we had a lot of renown from all the fighting we did, so at this point, I should be capable of doing a lot of damage with his characters, so if people are wounded and there's a bunch of fights coming up maybe, I could sub in warriors from various different crews. That's gonna happen, right? I'm gonna get Bersi and was it Yrsa? Or whoever the Fire Witch was? There's like a whole crew of characters that I used to get used to having. Ludin is there. Hakon. Moger, the guy I kept almost saying before. Gunnulf would have been there if he didn't die horribly. Whoops. Hakon's caravan enters the city, fighting off waves of dredge as they go. To your relief, hundreds of skilled warriors are now safely in Borsgard. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, don't have to worry about varl and supplies ever again. That's the most supplies I've ever seen. Wow. I thought you were struggling, Hakon. Look at this dude. It's like, we couldn't make it. There's a mile-wide canyon. Everything's fucked out there. We have all the food ever produced by mankind. We had zero. Oh, man. Hakon joins you with his personal bodyguard, Moger. Yay! Behind him, the Prince Ludin and his entourage are in tow, though looking less than pleased to be here. As opposed to where, though, man? I have one last trip to make. I need this one to come with me, she says, pointing to you. I'm sorry, Avond. You must wait for me one last time. Do not let the city fall before I return. It takes everything within Avon's power to hold back, but he does. She turns to you. Rook? Come with me. We'll return in 2 days, maybe less if you're quick as you look. Tell anyone who needs to know. Where? Why? Not far, says Juno. She pauses and something shifts in your vision, just for a moment. I know it's hard, she says, her voice filling your head. And you've already been through a lot. As she speaks again, the rest of the world melts away. But you're needed. You can't find the words to argue. Oh. I just got snatched. That's concerning. Whoa. What are those? Are those dredge? Are those just giant lines of dredge that are not attacking us? Because that's weird if that's happening. Also, I'm getting Jedi mind tricked right now, and that's like really inappropriate. This is bad. This is antitrust. You don't remember leaving the city, but here you are, walking through unfamiliar ground behind Juno. You're alone, aside from hundreds of dredge who are all facing towards an enormous stone ahead. The hairs on the back of your neck stand up, so the dredge are just actually standing there. What's this arrow do? I don't know. That's an excellent question that I don't have an answer for. That's a very serious looking stone. I don't know if I fully realized what dredge looked like from behind. They look mummified? We're at the godstone of Stravs. Straves? You glance nervously around, but the dredge didn't seem to hear her. It's okay. You can speak. softly. Is this where you're going to sacrifice me? Juno smiles. What could have come across as profoundly creepy looks sincere instead. No, the dredge cannot see us. To be more precise, they can see us, but I've convinced them to be unconcerned. I understand your apprehension, though. That's a very Doctor Who thing, the barrier of don't care about this. Who are you? I wish we'd had time for a proper introduction. My name is Juno. I am on the Mender Council. You've met Avon, my apprentice. How are you doing these things, controlling minds? I thought Menders built things and healed wounds. You are right, Menders do these things. Some of us still practice the teachings given to Loom Mother's first creations. We are called Valka. I believe I am the only one who can influence another's mind. Then why not take control of the Bellower? I learned the talent to heal minds, not control them, though even some Valka have trouble believing this. Taking control of Bellower, it is the difference between convincing a child to sit still and telling a starving bear to stop being hungry. The truth is, we're rarely a match for the Sunder anymore. Our advantage is that we can train more Valka. It is also our weakness. The Valka pass on and lose their knowledge, while the Sunder simply grow older and more powerful. Bellower is both immortal and beyond my influence to a point. Then how do we stop him? The gods of secrets will play a part, as will you. What are we doing out here? Do you know of the god Strav? Few know the stone exists, even amongst those who have lived their whole lives in Boresgard. While Dangler deals in fortune, Stravs teaches men to value the value of trade in a different way. He showed them it has consequence, two sides of the same coin. See the silver in the stone? The gales up here wear away the stone, but the metal remains. We need a piece of this silver. The god Stravs is wreathed in imagery of silver weapons. The myths say he traded these weapons to the gods, and they used them to kill each other. Those who seek out the stone call him the god of trade. The Menders call him the god of secrets. He was both. Why are we surrounded by dredge? They seem to be drawn to the godstone. There are many things we don't know about Stravs. Maybe they see him as a patron, or it is an attraction they cannot explain. Does Stravs have something to do with that serpent in Einertoft? What was that thing? I cannot say. Can't. I have my suspicions, but until I have had time at the Mender libraries, it would be unwise to speculate. For all our knowledge, it always seems as though we know little. Imagine how the rest of us feel. On the contrary, the less people know, the more certain they tend to be. That's actually a decent point. It's the stupid and the ignorant that are very confident in their how knowledgeable they are, without knowing how wrong they are. Why did you pick me? Why didn't you take Avond or Hakon? You don't even know me. I apologize for putting you in danger. Avond must keep Boresgard from falling while we are away. And if something goes wrong here, I need to be certain one of us makes it back alive. I saw the thoughts of each person when I arrived in Boresgard. You were the only one I knew would return. What do you mean? You would find your way back to Alette no matter what. Let's get what we need to go. Let's get what we need and go. Indeed. You'll need to dislodge at least a fistful of the metal. We will forge it into an arrow to slay Bellower. Wait. After everything you've told me. Make a magic arrow and shoot Bellower, that's all it takes? Why didn't you do that a long time ago? Juno gets a faraway look in her eyes. No, that's not all it takes. What I tell you now must not be repeated. The arrow will not kill Bellower. Even were it to strike his heart, he has no physical weaknesses. But it will sow doubt in his mind. When it pierces him, it will help him to believe that he is dying. The rest of you will convince him of it with sword and axe. Everyone who fights at your side must believe it to be true. You're going to trick him into thinking he's dead. That is the most insane... He can't really be killed? No. Someday he will awaken and realize he's not dead. I imagine he will be quite upset. First, we must make the arrow. Focus on the task at hand. She looks knowingly at the godstone, waiting for you to start climbing. Rook, I'm not certain how the dredge will react when you do this. And behind us is a sudden drop. So, be careful. Cool, we're on a cliff, surrounded by dredge, hoping they don't flip out the moment we take a rock off of this thing. Reasonable. Not crazy at all. So we're gonna trick the Bellower into thinking he's dead? That's our explanation? How does that even work? I mean, maybe it'll hurt a lot, and maybe he'll be like all sliced up and he'll give up on life, but then maybe with the strength of will he'll eventually return? I'm not sure. Is the Bellower gonna be in every game? Because this is planned to be a trilogy. Approaching the back of the stone, you start to climb, looking for a loose piece of the silver vein. Even without looking out onto the dredge, you can feel each sinister face watching you closely. Held back only by Juno's influence, panic races through your blood. We can try to retch out the nearest chunk, climb higher to where it might be easier to remove, or tell Juno you can't do it. We're trying not to startle the dredge, so let's be careful. Let's climb high and just be cautious and don't be reckless about this. Don't be hasty. As you climb, you can't help but notice the stony masks of dredge lined up before the godstone, like worshippers before an idol. Just a glimpse nearly immobilizes you. Your hand rests on a piece of silver that comes away easily. The dredge do not react. Let's look for another piece. We have to have the right thing. I don't want to repeat this. While you're here, you glance quickly around to see if there's any more low-hanging fruit. You're able to pry away another, smaller piece of silver ore before your nerves give out. You nimbly descend to where Juno is waiting. Well done, she says. As you walk back through the dredge, their heads turn in unison to follow. The dread that lingers, and the shaking in your hands, does not subside for hours. You're just surrounded by an army of everything that wants to kill you, so it's completely forgivable. Straub's whetstone, there's a new item. Awesome. You approach the gates of Boersgard again, relieved that they're still standing. It looks like they took a beating while you were gone. Alette rushes to your side and throws her arms around you once you've crept through the gates. Juno smiles at the reunion and tells you, take this time with your daughter. Find a smith who can fashion an arrow from that silver. I have other things to which I must attend, but meet me on the walls when you are done. So there we go. We're getting ready for a big final confrontation, right? We're about to craft an arrow and try to take out this bastard here. Whoa, man. He's got 4 stone singers around him. Those guys are just the worst to deal with. Well, I mean, he's the worst to deal with for obvious reasons, but you know. Any cool items? 2 strength, 1 will per kill. Protects from death unless strength is 1. Could be fun to put that on some characters, but it's kind of expensive still. Let's look into who I can upgrade. Bwom! Oh my god. What? Hang on a second. We didn't recover. So you specifically have to rest? I thought they said I thought they said the trip to the other location was gonna take a day, right? So why is no one healed? Is what I'm wondering. It seems like people should have more health than they currently have. No one recovered from their injuries. Freaking Eric is back, and Moker and Hakon. I haven't seen these characters in forever. I'm never gonna get Sigbjorn back, am I? He was level 5. Warhawk, I liked him. It's too bad I never upgraded Bercy. I can make him level 3, I guess, but that's not... He'll still be capped at 15 strength, because I can only give him a little more. So that would cost, what, 10? Yeah. Let's see. Is Hakon ready for promotion? He is. Oh yeah, I can make him a level 5. What are his stats at right now? Go back to the screen. Oh. Yeah, I can get him up to, he's got a lot of armor break, a lot of exertion. I can pump up his strength, which would be good. I think I want to go for that. I still consider him as like one of the main characters too, so I feel like he's one of the people that's less likely to just disappear on me. Get up to that 17 strength, that'd be some scary damage to just pummel people with. Pretty much everything's tempting, but yeah, you have to leave some of those tempting stats behind when you're making these characters. Let's plop him up there real quick. Boing. They're tempting me with a let, which makes sense. It wouldn't be a bad idea to upgrade her, because she seems rather necessary. Oddleaf. She can't be promoted at this point. Nid is just going to be ignored at this point, along with probably Gris. Yeah, Gris he's an armor character. Does anyone have better armor than Gris? Moker? Oh, Moker is 17. You're absolutely joining the squad. Can I upgrade you? No, you're stuck at rank 4, which frankly is just fine. And he's a good armor breaker too, so you want him in front of Hakon. Let's see. Oop. Unit required in party. Okay. Is Alette also required? No, she's not. She's totally unnecessary. I'll reconsider that, we'll see. Moger and Rook are good to have up front because they both have armor break. Moger has a huge amount of armor break by default. Rook also has good armor break, but additionally has the armor breaking item. Yeah, +3 armor break. It's tempting to put that on Moger. In fact, I think I will. The Ferrazbriad. You should be able to use it just fine. The reason why I want to put it on Moger is because he's got super high defense. Wait, where is it? It's a 4, right? There it is. What's the other one? 1 will per turn +3 willpower. Yeah, that's a decent item for some characters. The reason why I want him to have the armor break is specifically because of the fact that if he has that much armor break by default and I can give him +3, then he'll have the highest armor break possible per turn. But because his armor is so high, it should be hard to actually get to his strength, which means it'll be harder to weaken him in general. So he can just continually armor break over and over again, I think. And he has an exertion of 2, so he might be able to just devastate someone's armor, actually. That could be scary. That could be good. What do I want Rook to have, then? Willpower per turn? Maybe. But it might be better used on him. Whereas reduced aggro could be good for him, because if he's running up and doing marked target... Yeah, if he's running up and doing marked target all the time, then having him be a less likely target would be really good. So I think I'm going to make that change then. Let's give him the willpower item, which is the item that's practically made for the caster, but I just deemed it necessary to try to avoid him taking attacks if I could, but I think that works well for this character too. There we go. Hakon is not using an item, but he's rank 5, so he has special access to stuff that no one else has. Whoa. The whetstone we got has a 20% chance of double damage. That's scary. 2 armor per turn, knockback on its strength attacks of any real damage. Huh. Why does it say 3 + 1? That's just weird language. Does it mean 4? That's how that math works. 20% chance of double damage. If we can do double damage with that much strength, we could just flatten things. That said, continually regenerating armor would be pretty great. After all, we want to defend all that strength he has, right? So if his armor keeps regenerating, we could help him keep it. I don't know. I don't like the gamble. Not only do I not like the gamble, like praying for a random chance of a crit, a random crit can actually mess with my plans because it can kill somebody I don't want to kill and mess with the turn order. I'm actually not a big fan of the crit items. Let's see, you 4 all have items now. That's a good squad. If we're getting ready for the final showdown, 2 4s, 2 5s is a good start. Are there any other 4s and 5s in the entire party? Ivor. Ivor is pretty much a no-brainer to bring along too. Oh, I can rank him up. He's probably a good priority to rank up, because he just tramples people. So Ivor can hit rank 5. Probably want to go for exertion and armor break because he doesn't have those right now, and it always feels like he needs them. Increasing his armor is also tempting, but I think that's what Mogre's for. I think I'm going to go with the armor break. So he's got 1 armor per turn right now. Should I swap that for something else? Knockback on strong attacks could be fun. But yeah, having them both regenerate armor constantly I think is pretty handy, and I might stick with that. Yeah. Let's put Ivor in there. Let's see, armor break of 3. Oops. Armor break of 3, yeah. Yeah, everyone has a nice armor break stat now of 3 or 4 in this party, which seems good for fighting Dredge, and this character can attack right past people's armor, so it doesn't matter. So then the question is, what is my last crew member going to be? We haven't put Yrsa in combat for a while. I think she was pretty useful back in the day. Armor break plus... Why does it say armor break plus 0 in both cases? Oh, it does her armor break to the location, and then does the strength damage and the coals. Interesting. She seems like she'd be handy, but her stats are really low, aside from the armor break, which is exceptionally high. Yeah, it's higher than my other archers, I believe. Ludin. He's going to continue to be ignored, I think, with his 2 kills ever. He just wasn't in the game very much, unfortunately. Just not reasonable to use some of these characters. If I could get Eric to rank 3, then he'd be able to regenerate extra willpower, which would be really good, but it's too late for that. And at this point, I think I probably need a combatant for my last combat member. Picking my last character. I mean, Aldif's not a bad choice just to stick with. She's been reliable so far. That's probably a good crew to have. Avend in the back, like always. Yes, I think I'll stick with this kind of setup. Any special items I think I should stick to? Does Ivor have the crit item? No. Just want to double check no one's going to randomly do more damage than I expect. I don't think that's equipped on anybody. No. Okay, I think we're good to go. Now to regret all of my past decisions and get proven totally wrong on the part where I said I'm good to go, probably. I think we just go to the crafters at this point. Wait, I'm curious. Let's look at the map. They said there was a massive ravine cut in the map. I just wonder if it shows up on our map now or not. It does not appear to be marked. There's a serpent up there, chasing his tail or something. Or is it 2 serpents? It looks like it might be 2 serpents. Anyway, not relevant. Well, let's go check out the end of the world together. It takes a while, but you finally find someone willing to craft an arrow for you. He eyes you suspiciously when you show him the silver, but shakes his head when get started. Alette watches, the smith's fire reflecting in her distant stare. I talked with Avend a long time while you were gone. He told me a lot about Juno. Is she really as powerful as he said? It certainly seems that way. That might be the most luck we've had so far. Dad, I think I know what's going to happen now. An arrow? She's going to make you shoot Bellower, isn't she? I don't know for sure. Come on, who else is going to do it, Ivor? Alette, I know where this is going. You're afraid of me dying. This isn't like before. We can't run this time. That's not what I... Let me do it. What? Why not? Because you think I'll get hurt? What do you do when Bellower comes straight for the person holding the only thing that can destroy him? Let me speak. Everything's changed. Skoger feels so long ago. I'm not asking because I'm afraid of losing you. I'm not afraid of anything anymore. Let me do it because you know I'm a better shot. I have a better chance of puncturing his armor. We only have one shot. I'm not a child anymore. I'm not just some girl. I'm your daughter. I can do this. For once, let me decide what happens to me. Fuck. So, this absolutely feels like every BioWare situation ever of choosing who lives and who dies between two characters, right? That's why they're doing this, isn't it? So would Rook let Alette take the shot and take a big risk, or would he continue to be the father who is protecting her against anything that could possibly go wrong? You gotta wonder. Our biggest reference point for recently was the fact that we had that mutiny. And in the mutiny, Alette was kidnapped. But Alette also killed her kidnapper. That said, she was still kidnapped, which is a lot for Rook to be afraid of. And the Bellower, I don't think is going to just take a simple arrow to the eye once Alette gets grabbed. So, if she can't keep herself safe, which she couldn't in that case, she probably won't get a second chance the way she did with the mutiny. Because during the mutiny, she basically failed once by getting kidnapped in the first place, but then succeeded after that by getting a shot off on him and apparently stabbing with her bare hands an arrow into his eye. But it was a desperate situation against a human. The Bellower was not human. The Bellower was Dredge. And he's not even just a big Dredge, he's the biggest, most ridiculous, and we know as a fact, is invincible Dredge. So she can't just stab him in the eye and get away with it. In that situation, she would die. And are we to believe that she is way more capable than she was when that mutiny happened like a week ago? A week and a half ago, maybe? At most 2 weeks ago. Like, she can't be a totally different person in that amount of time, because we've mostly just been walking since then. I don't think Rook would let her take this risk. I think he would take it upon himself. Because, I mean, he even knows that it's a farce and that it's invincible, that the arrow's not going to kill her. So, from her perspective, with the knowledge that she has, she makes a pretty good point about how you only have one shot, and how it all comes down to this, and if we miss, we're screwed, and so on and so forth. But we know that the arrow won't actually kill him, and that it's a trick. And I don't think Rook would risk Alette. I don't think Rook would risk Alette on a gamble like that when the thing that we're gambling over isn't even real, basically. That said, it's a role-playing game, you're making a decision, so the fact that they give you a decision anyway means that you can go both ways, and that there is no set-in-stone decision Rook would make, but I think that's the decision I would make. I'm sorry, Alette, no. She stares into the firelight. You wait for the tears to come to her eyes, but they never do. Just promise. Promise we'll be together. You sit by her side silently until the smith finishes his work. I can't promise anything. Anything. We are in trouble. Alright. No reason to go to the market or the heroes right now. Unless the market has like a 1 will per kill. Nope. Don't think I'm going to be using that instead of any of the trinkets people are using right now. There he is. Juno is in the middle of an animated debate as you approach, the arrow in your hand. There is little time left. Bellower knows we're here. Whether he is waiting for more of his forces to arrive or simply wants to starve us out, I cannot tell. But he will not expect a direct attack. Is this a joke? How are we going to do that? I will take a handful of warriors to face him. I can keep a small group hidden from sight. The rest of you will lead the charge from here. With luck, Bellower will send his armies away from himself to meet you. What about the ravens? They may protest. They will not. I've arranged a task for them. Even if you make it to the Bellower, what chance is there of defeating him? We saw what happened in Einertoft. That thing can't be killed. Juno shows you the arrow you had forged from the Godstone silver. This will make him bleed like the rest of us. Once he is pierced, he will be vulnerable. She looks you in the eyes. We only have one. Do not miss. And bring only those you absolutely need. It will take all my concentration to keep the other dredge from swallowing us up. I cannot join in battle. And if we kill the Bellower, then what? The dredge will just wander away? That is my belief, yes. I can't say for certain. This is a doomed plan. Help us hold out here until the ships are finished. And then what? Bellower will hound your every step. All the way to Aberong, where I am certain more sunder await. Now is the time to speak to loved ones, and the memory of any god that pleases you. Rest. In the morning we slay asunder. Well, we're doomed. Yay! Completely doomed. Yep, there's Bellower. Just gotta go click on him and his big dumb face. Alright, only the ones you think necessary. Mounting a big fight. This is it. Don't see anything else to do. We're drowning in supplies just in time to never need them again, because that's how it goes. Alright, let's hop on them. The silence is what you remember. You rise in silence and walk through the empty streets. Upon the wall, two armies stand quietly, watching each other. Your footsteps echo on the wooden floorboards as you approach Juno. She breaks the silence. It's time, Juno says. Gather your allies. Today, one thing will end, another will begin, and our actions will decide on which side we stand. Here we go, big fight. I've done all the pre-planning at this point, really, though. Yeah, the only other person I could really bring in is, I could swap Oddly for Mogre is the only switch, really, but at that point, I feel like there's so many melee characters. Wait, no, I had Mogre in there already. Did Alette become mandatory? Oh no, you messed with my party composite. Well, I guess we'll get rid of Oddleaf then. Plop in Mogre. Alette should be near the back. So Alette and Rook are both mandatory in the crew, so Oddleaf's gonna sit this one out then, because I think having the spellcaster is good. After 2 turns or so, Oddleaf kind of turns into a character that kind of plicks away at people's armor. She has a level 3 item, so Alette can't use it. I would have promoted Alette if I knew that she was going to become mandatory. I guess it makes some sense story-wise, but it's kind of rough to not warn me who's going to be mandatory. Let's check her item to see if there's better options, just because she's sitting here with almost... She could go for all sorts of things, really. A little bit of a dodge chance, some +2 will on rest. That's about it, really. And a strength. Chance of double damage. How's her armor break? It's maxed out. She has an exertion of 2. +1 strength doesn't really help her when her strength is only 8, huh? I'm actually thinking that it might be best to give her the +2 will on rest. The Thistleberry. If she can rest to regain will, that means she can regain exertion. Like she can exert herself next turn. In fact, 2 at a time means she can do her exact exertion. And because of her low stats, being able to exert herself every other turn will probably actually have a more favorable outcome than trying to use normal attacks. So she'll do exertion attacks for a few turns to blow the enemy away as best she can, and then once that comes away, she'll try. I think I'll try to have her rest to then do an exertion next turn, because otherwise she's just going to be doing like 1 damage per turn, which won't really be worth it. So that's my best attempt to try to make her more effective as best as I can. Things are a little bit of a mess. Well, we'll give it a go. Well, that was abrupt. Okay, so our goal here is going to be to try to just get this guy as fast as possible, take his armor down, and try to get the arrow in as fast as we can. So I've positioned Ivor to try to knock him back. I've already failed this once, so I'm giving it my best go here. We got crushed. Let's just get you out of here. There we go. Oh, yes. This is exactly what I want. We need the opportunity to surround him. Armor down. Yes, surround him on all sides. Take out that armor. 5 armor. There's so many threats coming from every direction, and he does 20 freaking strength, which is scary in its own way, too. We should have a 100% hit chance at this point, right? Because he already has... He's already had his armor reduced. So I guess I'll just wail on his health now, so that if he gets a turn, he can't kill somebody, hopefully. Because his strength is so high. No one else is really in range right now. Oh, more armor damage on your boss. Interesting choice. When is his turn? When is Rook's turn is next? He's still a way... The boss is still a way off. Avend. What's your range of that ability? We can hit it from here? Alright, get him. It shouldn't chain to anybody because no one's perfectly diagonal. There we go. We need to end this fast because this guy's a bastard. And he regenerates absurdly quickly. Rook. Get up in there. Silver arrow. Well, shit. Yep, Rook's dead. No, Dad, please help him. Well. Haste, child. Finish Bellower now. It's a bit silly, but I've done this fight a few times now and failed every time. And I think it genuinely comes down to a bit of RNG. You see, what I need to have happen is I need the Bellower to walk towards me. Because if he walks towards me, then we can try to attack from all these different directions. And if we can attack him from all these different directions, then we can wear him down and try to take out his strength really quickly and his armor really quickly and so on. But if he doesn't walk towards me, because he seems to have an equal chance of, instead of walking towards me, to do his shout where he knocks everyone back, that screws me. Because it knocks my entire party back so that we're all back against the wall. He's all the way on the other side of the map, and then all of his characters get a turn to walk towards me, and he's staying in the back. And then I'm screwed, and I can't get to him in time. And it really is time's really of the essence here, because he has 18-18, and it's... You need to get him first, or it's screwed. And any fighting really just ruins you. So... Here we go. Let's see if I get lucky this time. Please. Pretty please. Just walk up to me, Bellower. Come on. Walk over here. God damn it! I really just need the fucker to walk towards me. Look at this. Look how far away everyone is now. Like, what do I do about that at some point? That's infuriating. So I can try to charge him and see what we can do, but he can kind of flatten my characters at some point if we can't get his health down fast enough, his armor down fast enough. Let's see, bring the pain. What does that do again? 1 return favor, which is great, but not a lot else going on here. Oh yeah, you have to target somebody with that anyway. He always shouts, and I don't know how to make him stop. It's rough. I've actually resorted to watching other people do the fight at this point just to see, and whenever I see someone succeed, he just doesn't shout at them. He just lets the normal fight happen, basically. I don't know how to make that happen. I don't have that kind of control. All I can do is try to head towards him. But then our characters get surrounded and overwhelmed and blocked by Dredge. And then we can't reach him in time. And then we get overwhelmed. And I'm getting very frustrated because I've been just... I've been fighting. I've been playing for such a long time now. Just trying to beat this fucker. We've had so many close calls. But it keeps feeling like the math is in my favor. Like, at some point he's just too strong, it feels like. Here we go. He's at least in attack range now. Take down that armor. And one of the worst... What's really tough about this fight is he does this. He gets a free counterattack every time you hit him, basically. Which is devastating. But if I'm lucky, I can do a lot to his strength now. Come on, let this finally be my win. Is he down already? Holy crap, that was fast. The hope here is that if you get his strength low enough, he can't one-shot all your party members. That's my best hope. Please hit him, 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 please, please. Fuck! This game feels like it lies about its hit chances. The deflect chance always feels like it's like, oh yeah, like a 70% chance of success, but then when you actually do the attack, it's like, you never had a chance, you dummy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So stand right here for my lightning attack. We just need to get his strength down so he can't one-shot people. He's getting there now. Oh, we're so close. Am I gonna get it? You're so far away. Holy cow. You practically didn't participate in this fight, huh? All I can do is try to head over. This is actually the best attempt I've had. If I sound really whiny and exasperated, it's just because I've been at this for so long, man. I've been trying for a really long time to beat this guy. I can do 1 damage to his strength. Which would, to be fair, he'd get a counterattack out of it, but I would then only have... I have 6 strength and he'd have 5 armor, so he wouldn't be able to hurt me at that point. It's probably the right call. There we go, there we go. We're like 1 lightning attack away from taking him down at this point. Holy crap, I'm actually doing it. I didn't think I'd get this far. He heals, doesn't he? He's up at 6. There we go. He's getting bonus turns, but it's sort of against the wrong guy. I'm risking myself here just because I want to get the attack off. Arc lightning. If we hit this guy, it'll do more damage to that guy when it gets to him. It might kill him. It might kill him. It might kill him. We might get it. We might get it. Haha! Yes! Fuck me. Oh, it's over, right? Do I have to fight the other guys? Oh, thank God. Whew. That is not an easy fight. Damn it, Rook. Not you, too. Dad, get up. Get up. Help me. Where are the menders? Hush, child. Look at me. It's been too long. Put up your hood. You are alive, and we must go. You're only barely aware of the surrounding chaos as Dredge flee from varl warriors who push their advantage. Alette. Become someone else today. There is time to be Alette another day. I will carry your father back to the city. You will be honored properly, I promise you that. Come now. She literally put up her hood. She's just shielding herself. Holy shit. So is Alette going to be the protagonist of the next game? Because it won't be Rook. It would have to be either Hakon or Alette. Oh, that's an interesting question. It'd be a hell of a lot of work, potentially, to split it between Alette and Rook. Unless Alette basically just becomes the new Rook? That could potentially happen, because I assume the decision of who did the Silver Arrow affected who died. In which case, I wonder if they would make the effort of making Alette or Rook the main character again, or if they would make Ivor or Hakon the main character, because they kind of dodged the choice. I guess we'll find out pretty soon, so who knows. Juno was right. With Bellower fallen, the Dredge flee the field of battle. You return to Boersgard, but have almost no memory of doing so, aside from the image of your father's still body being carried in Ivor's arms. Well, we made it. If nothing else, there's that. Whew. That last fight is not easy. Avon. So, we should have the time we need to finish the ships. I think you're right. The Dredge don't seem interested in us anymore. Since Bellower fell, they've been going their own way. The ravens have been keeping the docks clear. Juno's talking to them about something now. When those longships are ready, we'll be able to sail all the way to Oberon. With luck, before the darkness shows up here. How far south has it spread? I couldn't say. Hopefully not far. We'll get the prince back to his home, and Hakon has already decided to come with us. There's not much else to go back to. The two look up as you approach. Alette, it's nearly time. Soon we'll be ready to leave Borsgard. Find somewhere safe. One ship is done already, at the docks. I had it prepared for Rook. I don't think I can do this. Come on, Alette. It's time to honor your father. Alright guys, there we have it. The Banner Saga. Episode 1, Chapter 1, Number 1, whatever we want to call that exactly. So, we just witnessed what appeared to be Rook passing into the afterlife. At first, I thought it might have been him going... I thought it was actually like the darkness is actually that close to us or something. When he seemed to be going directly into a dark area. I'm like, oh, the darkness is right there. We're screwed. But apparently that was him basically transitioning into Valhalla, essentially. And as far as I can tell, that could have been Alette also. Like, it could have been either of them. I don't think there was a way to save them. I think that's just how the game was set to end, judging by how that ending just played out. So, coming very soon will be Banner Saga Chapter 2. Like, very soon. I actually have a code for it already. So, look forward to Banner Saga Chapter 2, Episode 2, or just Banner Saga 2. I'm not entirely clear on the name yet. But look forward to some of that soon. We'll have to see the ramifications of our actions. I don't know if Alette will be the new protagonist, or if they'll switch the perspective again to Ivor or Hakon, which they totally could do in the aftermath of losing Rook. We'll see how it goes. Anyway guys, thanks for watching like always, and I'll see you next time.